Hi, I'm Remy, and today I'm gonna give you some tips on how to succeed in the influence marketing strategy. Maybe you don't know how influence marketing strategy works. Maybe you think it's so complicated, or you don't know how to do it on where to start. So don't worry, it's not as difficult as you think. So the first thing to do is to bring value to the audience of the influencer, right? So when you start this influence marketing strategy, you have to think before creating any campaign. Think the value that you can bring to their audience. Because what the influencer want is to provide values and solve problems to their own audience. So if you can do that for them, it will be easier for you to start working with influencers, right? And also because you will bring value to their audience, the audience will be more engaged on what you're providing to them, on the message you're trying to spread to them, right? So it would be easier for you to increase conversion rate, awareness, and of course sales. Tip number 2, do the work. Do the work for them. If you want to work with influencer, prepare as much as you can. Do as much as you can for them. Be their assistant. What I mean is, let's be honest, influencers, they don't especially want to spend too much time on the campaign. They're super happy to receive free product, to receive money, but if they can make it in 5 minutes, it would be perfect for them. So what you can do, you can prepare as much as you can. For example, let's say you have an Instagram campaign. Prepare digital assets like photos, logos. You can also prepare a bunch of hashtags, so then the influencer just need to copy paste. You can also, why not, prepare templates like messages that you want to share to their audience, so that the influencer can pick up the one he likes, or even though just rewrite it a little bit, but at least most of the work will be done. Tip number 3, work with small influencers. We call that micro influencer. They usually have between 2,000 followers to about 20 to 30,000 followers. What is great about it, it's easier to work with them, to reach them. They also have a more specific audience, because what they do when they're small, they will talk about a specific topic. And what is great about it, talking about a specific topic, is your audience will be engaged, will be interested in that specific topic. Meaning that if you work with a small influencer with this specific topic, then you will reach more potential customers, because the audience will be more valuable, right? And your conversion rate will be higher than working with the big influencers. It's also cheaper, because when you start to work with bigger influencers, what they do usually is they either work with agencies, so you have to work with them, so you pay fees, or even though you work directly with them, you will pay flat rate fees plus product, plus if for example you ask them to write a blog post, they will charge you for this. If you ask them to upload a photo on Instagram, they will have a price for that, etc. And this costs more money. But also, with the bigger influencer, their audience is wider, meaning that the conversion rate will be lower than working with small influencers. Because when you start growing your audience, you have to start talking about a wider topic in order to build a bigger community. And the problem for you as a brand, if you want to promote your brand or if you want to promote your product, what you're looking for is a specific audience. So if you reach, let's say you post a photo on Instagram that is seen by millions of people, but in the end only 2% are interested on. The conversion rate would be lower than working with a small influencer, and also it will cost you more money. And last thing, what is really great is it's better for you to work with 10 small influencers than with only one big influencer. Because let's say they write articles for you. Basically, you will get 10 articles talking about your brand, about your product, and that will increase your SEO. It's not about only driving sales or awareness. It's also about increase the traffic on your website, for example. So think about it. I think small influencer can be a good strategy for you. Tip number 4, very easy. Create a long-term partnership, a long-term relationship with the influencer. You know the deal. It's exactly with customers. It's easier for you to build relationship with the customer so that they can reorder product, and also it costs you less money because it's so complicated to get a new customer. It costs money, it costs time. With influencer, it's exactly the same. If you want to succeed in this influencer marketing strategy, you should build a long-term relationship with them. So what you can do is, before starting the first campaign, in your strategy, think about few campaigns that you could do with them, with their audience. It's also a great way to negotiate with them, because let's say you propose them like one campaign, and it takes time, it takes some money and everything, but what if they want also to generate revenue from you, but all the time? Maybe it's great if you can show them that you have ideas for many campaigns in a row that you could implement in the near future, for the next 3 months, 6 months, who knows. Tip number 5, find your own niche. Find influencers that talk about specific niche. You will drive better engagement, and it will result on higher conversion rate and more sales. For example, you have a skin product. Let's try to reach an audience with a specific skin problem. Look at the hashtag, keywords, and then find influencer through those keywords. Look on, for example, you can go on Flipboard with many articles that related to this specific topic, and create a campaign. Tip number 6, time management. Oh, this one is so important. Time management is so important. Think, you have to prepare everything in advance to prepare your strategy. You have to reach potential influencer. You have to go back and forth with them to negotiate with a potential partnership. Then you have to set up the campaign. You have to run the campaign. You have to analyze the campaign, etc., etc. It takes so much time, and especially reaching influencer takes so much time. So time management is really important. So what you should do, you should create a process with templates, with a very specific workflow, so that it will give you the ability to work faster, better, and save a lot of time, and of course a lot of money. And the last tip is basically connected with the time management. Just be organized and be ready to rock. What I mean by being organized is, you don't want to miss any step by reaching influencers. It's really hard sometimes if you want to start working with bigger influencer to reach them. So what you can do, you can use project management tools. You can use Trello. Trello is an amazing tool to organize the project, especially if you want to allocate a team for the influence marketing strategy. Trello is a really perfect tool to use. You can, if you want, you can use a whiteboard. You can use anything you want, but be organized. Write down all the steps you have to do to basically do this campaign, the whole process, the time flow, the workflow, everything you need. Write down. And for each step, write all of the material you need, all the people are involved in that step. And this will give you the ability to succeed, and it will help you to be more efficient and save a lot of time. So related again on time management. And yeah, that's it. And be ready to win, be ready to rock, because in the end, as I told you, it's not as difficult to work with influencer. They're all about people like you and me. It's all about communicating, talking with them, right? And get to know them. Okay, so as a recap, we talked about 7 tips to succeed in your influence marketing strategy. The first one is to bring value to the audience. Tip number 2, do the work for the influencer. Tip number 3, work with micro influencers. Tip number 4, create long-term relationship with the influencer. Tip number 5, find your own niche. Tip number 6, time management. And tip number 7, be organized and ready to work.